Hey guys, it's me, Amanda, also known as Amateurs, and today we're doing a book haul from Amazon. I got another gift card for Amazon for Christmas, and I bought a whole bunch of books, and I've been waiting for them to come in before I film this video. I'm going to try making this fast because I got two other videos I have to film after this, and I already filmed one already as it is. So, let's get started. First and foremost, I got Writing Fight Scenes by Rain Hall. Looks like this. It's basically how to learn how to do fight scenes in books. I have a fantasy book and my paranormal book. Most of my books all have fight scenes. So I need to learn how to do fight scenes. And I got this book, and so far it's very good. It's helped me a lot. I understand a lot. But I didn't get that far in. I'm only like yay far. But it's good so far. And he or she, I don't know the gender, my apologies, has written a couple of other books that I'm going to try to get as well that look like they're going to be have a lot of information that I could use for my books. Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier. It looks like this. I'm going to try to read without stuttering, but there's no promises that I will not stutter. Angela was one of the most popular girls in her high school before she disappeared without a trace. Nobody ever knew what became of her. Not Georgina, her best friend, nor Kaiser, who was close with both girls. Then 14 years later, Angela's remains were discovered in the woods near Gio's childhood home, and Kaiser, who became a detective with the Seattle Police Department, finally learned the truth. Angela was a victim of Calvin James. That's all I'm going to read to you, although there's another paragraph underneath it. I just don't want to make this video too long, but it sounds really good. It's a thriller. I've heard good things about it because I follow a lot of people who read the thrillers on TikTok, and they keep bringing this one up on occasion, so I'm like, I have to get that book. It sounds good, and it's small. Look how small it is. I have not started that one because I am trying to read one book at a time. Trying my best. Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I know that it's a he now. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. There's no information on the back, but it is a thriller horror story. Something strange is happening at the Orsk Furniture Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio. Wow. Every morning employees arrive to find broken, I don't know how to pronounce that word, bookshelves, shattered glands, water goblets, and smashed Leary Pip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, 3 employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk to dawn shift. In the dead of the night, they patrol the empty showroom floor, investigate strange sights and sounds, and encounter horrors that defy imagination. That's all I'm going to tell you. I love Grady Hendrix. I finished one of his books at the end of December, and I loved it, and I have a couple of his books on my wish list that I really like to get eventually, but this one was the cheapest that I could find at the time, so I got this one, and I'm really excited to read it because I really liked his writing before, and it looks like it's gonna be easy to read because it has pictures and stuff like that. So it looks like it's gonna be a fast read because there's pictures of furniture and stuff in it, like it's a catalog. 500 Fantasy Writing Prompts by Erica Blumenthal. It's very small. I already finished it. I read it all. I like prompt books because they give me ideas for my books and new books, and that's it. That's all I can say about this book. It's very thin. There's a couple of other books she has that I plan on getting that are only like $5, but if you include shippings, like 9 or 10 books, so I'm waiting for them to go down in price by other shoppers or sellers, and that's why I'm waiting for them, because I don't want to pay $10 for such a thin book. You saw how thin that book was? Wendy Darling. It looks like this by A.C. Wise. Find the second star from the right and fly straight on till morning, all the way to Neverland, a children's paradise with no rules, no adults, only endless adventure and enchanted forests, all led by a charismatic boy who will never grow old. But Wendy Darling grew up. She has a husband and a young daughter named Jane, or called Jane, a life in London. But one night after all these years, Peter Pan returns. Wendy finds him outside her daughter's window, looking to claim a new mother for his lost boys. but instead of Wendy, he takes Jane. Now a grown woman, a mother, a patient, and a survivor, Wendy must follow Peter back to Neverland to rescue her daughter and finally face the darkness at the heart of the island. I love Peter Pan, and I love his retellings. So this was one of the retellings, and I really wanted to read it, so I got it. It sounds good. Like, it sounds legitimately good, and I plan on making a Peter Pan retelling book review. I have one on my laptop. I have to somehow get over into my PC so I can edit it and finish the books that I started. But this is one of the ones I'll like to do a review on eventually. Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough. I probably pronounced that wrong. My apologies. Emma Averill loves her life, her high-powered legal career, her 2 beautiful children, and her wonderful stay-at-home husband. But it wasn't always so perfect. When she was just 5 years old, Emma and her older sister went to foster care because of a horrific incident with her mother. Her sister can remember a time when her mother was loving and normal, but Emma can only remember her as one thing, a monster. And that monster emerged right around their mother's 40th birthday, the same age Emma is approaching now. Emma desperately wants to keep her successful life separate from her past, so she always has hidden her childhood trauma. But then she's unable to sleep and is now losing time during the day. Some of the first symptoms her mother showed. Is this madness in her blood, just as her mother predicted? Could she end up hurting her family for her foggy, frenetic state, or is she truly beginning to lose her mind? Sorry about that. There's children upstairs. It sounds really good. Again, this is another one I saw a couple people talk about, and I was really excited to read it because of the way they talked about it, and I really want to read it. But like I said, I'm doing a whole jar where I pull out a name out of the jar and read whatever book that paper is. We'll see when I pull that one out. Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. I probably pronounced his last name wrong. It looks like this. This is another one that's very popular. I see everywhere. People talking about it all the time. And I'm excited to read it. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare, trees, rabbits, balloons, but one day he draws something different, a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. If I remember correctly, yeah, I was told that there's pictures in the book too of his drawings, and I'm really interested in reading this book. I have a hair on my tongue, excuse me, and I'm really excited to read this book because, like I said, I keep hearing great things about it everywhere. The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I have heard about this just a couple of times, but it was enough time for me to be like, that sounds interesting for me. I don't know about you. Let's see. In a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in a jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? Doesn't that sound good? It's different. I haven't heard of something like this before, except for like one book, and I don't remember the name of that book. And it sounds really good. I'm really excited. I keep saying that, and you know I'm going to be excited for all these books because I purchased them. So they obviously sound good to me. The Pact by Sharon Bolton. A golden summer, 6 talented friends are looking forward to the brightest of futures, until a daredevil game goes horribly wrong and a woman and her 2 children are killed. 18-year-old Megan makes a pact with her friends. She'll take the blame, leaving the others free to get on with their lives. In return, each of them agrees to a favor payable of her release from prison. 20 years later, Megan is free. It's payback time. Like, I'm really excited to read this one, too. I'm gonna keep saying that, guys. But I am. I'm really excited to read this because it just sounds so good. I like thrillers, if you can't tell. A zombie book. I bet you were waiting for one of these. Dead City by Joe McKinney. Looks like this. I'm only going to read you the first paragraph because I don't want to take too long. Battered by 5 cataclysmic hurricanes in 3 weeks, the Texas Gulf Coast and half of the Lone Star State is reeling from the worst devastation in history. Thousands are dead or dying, but the worst is only beginning. Amid the wreckage, something unimaginable is happening. A deadly virus has broken out, returning the dead to life with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. I love zombie books, if you don't know. If you've seen my last haul, I had bought a couple of them. And this is one of the ones that was cheap. I always try to buy the cheapest books on my wish list first, because then I can get as much books as possible. And this was one of the cheapest out of all the zombie books I have, and a lot of them are still like close to their original price, so I'm kind of waiting for them to go down a little bit. Daughter of the Gods by Stephanie Thornton. I'm not going to read this book because a lot of the words I cannot pronounce because it's Egyptian related, and I will butcher the words horribly. So I'm not going to read this to you, but just know it's a novel of ancient Egypt, and it's about a woman who marries her brother. I can't remember because I did that back in the day. And she tries to rule with him and everything like that, and then he gets another concubine, I think, pregnant, or another wife, or whatever you want to call them, pregnant, and she has a son, I think, so now she has to try to, I don't know, do something. I just know something along those lines. So that's all I can remember this. But I'm actually not as interested to read this as I expect from the others, because I want to read it because I do want to write, not an ancient Egyptian book, but there's ancient Egyptian inside the book, or mentioning of ancient Egyptians inside the book, so I want to get my brain wrapped around it fully before I write it and think of, book ideas for it. So I'm trying to read more Egyptian books to do that. Last book. This one is everywhere, by the way. Like, everyone I watch on YouTube or on TikTok or Reels reads this book. So I'm going to read it too. Atomic Habits by James Clear. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. That's all I'm going to read to you about that. It's obviously about how to better your habits and how to stop the bad ones and start good ones, etc., etc. And it sounds good, and I really want to read this soon, so hopefully I pull it out of the jar quickly, because I just want to read this and get started on my journey, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's it for these book hauls. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.